Islam. The word itself can spark a whirlwind of emotions and preconceived notions. Turn on the news, scroll through social media, and you're bombarded with images, extremism, oppression, conflict. But what about the millions of Muslims around the world? The doctors, the teachers, the artists, the everyday people just trying to live their lives? Where are their stories? And the truth is, Islam is often lost in translation, reduced to sound bites and stereotypes that ignore its rich history, its diverse community, and its core values of peace, justice, and compassion. This isn't about sugarcoating the complexities. It's about challenging the narrative. It's about understanding the nuances, the humanity, the shared experiences that connect us all. My own journey as a Muslim in America has been a constant navigation of these misconceptions. Growing up, I felt the sting of suspicion, the weight of judgment, but I also discovered the power of dialogue, the beauty of shared understanding. This essay is an invitation to that conversation. Let's go beyond the headlines. Let's unpack the baggage. Let's explore the heart of Islam together. To understand Islam today, we need to take a step back to 7th century Arabia, where a prophet named Muhammad received divine revelations. These revelations, compiled in the Quran, formed the foundation of Islamic belief. At its core, Islam shares common ground with Judaism and Christianity. All three faiths believe in one God and the importance of prophets. Let's face it, media plays a powerful role in shaping our perceptions. When it comes to Islam, the narrative often revolves around conflict, extremism, and oppression. Headlines scream about terrorism, fueling fear and prejudice. Images of violence dominate our screens, creating a distorted and incomplete picture. This constant barrage of negative portrayals has real-world consequences. It contributes to Islamophobia, discrimination, and hate crimes. It creates a climate of fear and suspicion, making it harder for Muslims to live, work, and practice their faith freely. We need to be critical consumers of information. Question the narratives presented to us. Look for diverse voices and perspectives. Challenge stereotypes and biases. The media has a responsibility to report accurately and fairly, avoiding sensationalism and fear-mongering. Growing up Muslim in a post-9/11 world was interesting, to say the least. Suddenly my faith, something so personal and integral to my identity, was thrust into the spotlight. I became the Muslim friend, the go-to guy for explaining terrorism and defending my entire religion. Talk about pressure, but it also opened doors for dialogue. I found myself sharing my experiences, debunking myths, and building bridges of understanding. I realized that personal stories have the power to break down barriers and challenge preconceived notions. One conversation that sticks with me was with a classmate who admitted she was scared of Muslims after 9/11. We talked for hours, sharing our fears, our hopes, our dreams for the future. By the end, she confessed that she had never actually met a Muslim before me. That conversation was a turning point. It showed me the power of human connection, of simply being open to listening and learning from one another. One of the most beautiful things about humanity is our diversity. We come from different backgrounds, cultures, and faiths, each with its own unique traditions and beliefs. But amidst these differences, there's a common thread that binds us all, our shared humanity. Islam, like many other religions, emphasizes the importance of compassion, empathy, and social justice. The Quran teaches us to care for the poor and needy, to stand up for the oppressed, to be kind to our neighbors, regardless of their faith or background. These values are universal, resonating with people of all faiths and none. When we focus on these shared values, we realize that we have more in common than we think. We all want a world where everyone feels safe, respected, and valued. We all yearn for peace, justice, and understanding. These shared aspirations can serve as a foundation for building bridges of dialogue and cooperation. And one of the most persistent misconceptions about Islam is its treatment of women. Images of women in veils are often used to portray Islam as inherently oppressive. But this simplistic portrayal ignores the diversity of experiences and interpretations within the Muslim world. The hijab, often misunderstood as a symbol of oppression, is seen by many Muslim women as a symbol of faith, identity, and empowerment. It's a personal choice, not a sign of subordination. To equate the hijab solely with oppression is to ignore the voices and experiences of millions of Muslim women who choose to wear it as an expression of their faith. Islam grants women rights that were revolutionary for their time, including the right to inherit property, engage in business, and seek education. These rights, enshrined in the Quran over 1400 years ago, were groundbreaking and challenged the patriarchal norms of the time. It's important to acknowledge that, like any faith, interpretations and practices vary across cultures and communities. There are instances where women face discrimination and inequality in the name of Islam. However, it's crucial to remember that these practices are rooted in cultural interpretations, not Islamic teachings. At the heart of Islam lies a profound emphasis on compassion and justice. The Quran repeatedly calls on Muslims to be merciful, to forgive others, and to stand up for those who are oppressed. Charity, one of the 5 pillars of Islam, is not just encouraged, it's a fundamental act of worship. This commitment to social justice extends beyond the Muslim community. The Quran teaches us to treat all people with kindness and respect, regardless of their faith or background. It reminds us that we are all part of one human family, interconnected and responsible for one another. This message of compassion and justice is particularly relevant in today's world, where we face growing inequality, conflict, and division. By embracing these core Islamic values, we can work together to create a more just and equitable world for all. So, how do we bridge the gap between perception and reality? How do we dismantle stereotypes and foster genuine understanding? It starts with dialogue, with listening to one another's stories, sharing our experiences, and finding common ground. It's about having those uncomfortable conversations, the ones that challenge our biases and push us outside our comfort zones. It's about approaching these conversations with empathy, curiosity, and a willingness to learn. Education plays a vital role in combating misinformation. We need to ensure that our schools and institutions provide accurate and nuanced information about Islam, its history, and its teachings. We need to move beyond simplistic narratives and engage with the complexities of the faith. One of the most beautiful aspects of Islam is its diversity. Muslims come from all walks of life, from every corner of the globe. We are a tapestry of cultures, languages, and traditions, each adding its own unique thread to the rich fabric of the Muslim world. From the bustling streets of Cairo to the serene mosques of Istanbul, from the vibrant markets of Marrakesh to the modern skyscrapers of Kuala Lumpur, Islam manifests itself in countless ways. This diversity is a source of strength, a testament to the universality of its message. Recognizing this diversity is essential to combating stereotypes and fostering understanding. When we embrace the multitude of voices and experiences within Islam, we gain a richer, more nuanced understanding of the faith as a whole. The world can feel incredibly divided right now. Fear, suspicion, and prejudice seem to be on the rise, but I remain hopeful. I believe in the power of human connection, in our ability to find common ground and build a better future together. Understanding Islam is not just about Muslims, it's about all of us. It's about creating a world where everyone feels safe, respected, and valued, regardless of their faith or background. It's about challenging stereotypes, dismantling prejudices, and building bridges of understanding. It's about recognizing our shared humanity and working together to create a more just and compassionate world. Let's choose hope over fear. Let's choose understanding over ignorance. Let's build a future where we celebrate our differences while recognizing the common bonds that unite us all.